everybody, welcome back to the channel. A few weeks ago, Crystal came to visit me here where I live in Florida, and one of the things that we really wanted to do and didn't have time to do was something that Crystal has told me she has always wanted to do as long as she can remember, and that is kayak in the Everglades. So unfortunately we weren't able to do that while she was here, but I decided to make this little video as a surprise for Crystal, and I'm going to do my best to take you kayaking in the Everglades. I have just pulled up to Shingle Creek Regional Park. I have been here many times before and I absolutely love it here. This is considered the headway to the Everglades. Yes, we are very far north of what you might think of as the Everglades, but the water here actually is where the runoff from Florida is actually all kind of merging and coming together. There's going to be lots of cypress out here, and you will see that we are actually getting to like the northern border of what the Everglades are. So I'm going to kayak as far as I can and take Crystal along on a little adventure to see what the Everglades look like here in Florida. And I hope you enjoy coming along for this adventure too. They don't have a person at the kiosk to rent the kayak anymore. You have to do it digitally with a QR code. And for me, that's tough. I'd still be writing and mailing checks if I were allowed to. Let me lock up my wallet here in the Jeep. And kids, don't do what I'm about to do. Don't go kayaking alone, especially as a single female. That is like super not good advice, but I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do. Crystal has kind of introduced me to the digital age. We had to rent bicycles when she was here, and we had to do it online with a QR code, and I didn't want to tell her I didn't know how to do it, so I just sort of figured it out on my own, and I'm super proud because now I get to rent my kayak all on my own. Anyway, we are off as soon as I build my own paddle, and I'm switching to the GoPro now. So if the footage looks different, that'll be why. If you're familiar with Orlando, that is 192. I believe that would be considered north, but I would prefer to go south. I just feel like it's more scenic. It does mean we are going with the flow of the water south, and then we have to turn around and paddle against the current to come back. All right, I am in, we are off. I am barefoot. I don't want to kayak wearing shoes. I just passed a group of kayakers who are returning to return their kayaks, and they said they saw a snake, but no gators today. And Crystal, if you're watching all this Spanish moss, these air plants, this is for you. Beautiful plants. You can still hear the highway in the background, but every time I come to Shingle Creek, it amazes me how fast it feels like we are just in the wilderness. And we're really not. We're really in the middle of town. We had really heavy thunderstorms yesterday, and the water level is way up. I can just tell. The water in the retention pond when I was walking my dog this morning was up like a full 1.5 feet. So I'm really glad the water is up. I get nervous when the water is too low because I just don't know if I could potentially kayak right over the back of a gator and spook it. I'd so much rather the water be deep. How gorgeous is this? The highway sounds are like fading in the background, but don't you feel like you're just lost in the wilderness? I love it. There's a turtle over here on this log, and I can't film and paddle because I need one hand to do the camera. There he goes. He's off into the water. Great blue heron right here. Can you see him? He's walking off into the woods. I wish I knew how to zoom on this camera, but I don't know if the GoPro can zoom or not. I just got to watch him fly, but I couldn't grab the camera in time. Look how much these sticks in the water look like little gator heads sticking out. They're not. I've asked every kayaker so far if they've seen a gator, but nobody has seen one today. Either that or they're lying to me because they don't want me to be scared. Family of 4 turtles on that log right there. Well, I tried to get closer to show you and 2 of them jumped off. Now it's a family of 2 turtles on that log right there. Crystal, I wish you were here. This is absolutely gorgeous. I'm not paddling right now and I'm perfectly still, although I seem to be spinning around in a little bit of a circle. But I thought you would enjoy all of these plants, all of that beautiful Spanish moss and all the air plants hanging in those trees over there. I wish you were here. This is one of the things I wanted to do while you were here, but we just didn't have time, and that's okay. I'm going to take you there with a camera. Two stumps sticking out of the water. Oh, there he went. Little turtle on that one. The current has really picked up, so now when I try to stop and film, I get spun around in a circle. But yeah, I love how quiet it's gotten. This is just some utility stuff. It's gotten so quiet. There's nobody else out here. Look at all these cypress knees. I love it. There's a turtle right here in the green foliage. Do you see? There he goes. They don't like to see me coming. Look at all these cute, I think they're elephant ear plants. Oh, they're so cute. This is where it really starts to get interesting, because you almost like lose the river when you realize there's water everywhere. Cypress knees coming up out of everything. Look, cypress as far as you can see. How big they are. I learned yesterday that cypress wood does not rot and cannot get termites. That's why it was such a popular building material in the early 1900s, and why Florida had to make it a protected plant, because so much of it had been cut down to build things with. As you see by that sign over there, this is as far as I'm supposed to go. I'm not sure why, because last year we were able to paddle way further past this, but it is a completely different season. So I'm not going to speculate on what the reasons might be for that, but I'm sure it's for a good reason. But I am going to paddle around here and we're just going to check out what we can find. See what I mean though? It would just be so easy to get lost in here because the water just spreads out and everything is growing and standing in water, and there is a little bit of a current, but it's very gentle and kind of hard almost to tell which way it's originally coming from. The last time I was here, I paddled so far, I was way past where this sign is, and I actually was legitimately concerned I was going to get lost because I was having a hard time telling which way I should go back. The current was so gentle, it was really hard to tell if I was paddling into it or just like parallel to it. It was almost like a riptide at the beach. It's like, which way am I supposed to go? It's hard to follow this water. Just, wow. I cannot imagine the days of Florida before it was as developed as it is today. When people had to make homesteads in here, had to harvest these trees to build homes. All of this water. It's amazing. That's too shallow. I don't think I could even kayak over there in this sitting kayak. All these wee little teeny tiny elephant ear plants. All these cool looking plants too. What's all this? Oh, some dragonflies. Look, I found a little inlet, and it's like I was talking about. The water just, the next thing you know, it's like the water is everywhere and the land is no more. Just nothing but cypress and cypress knees. I just think this is one of the most beautiful things I've ever seen in my life. I just saw a fish jump, but of course I didn't have the camera out in time. I just heard some distant thunder, so I think I'm going to head back. That was not in the forecast, but It's just my luck. I come out for a little paddle, and looks like a storm is actually going to pop up. It is super cloudy and getting dark all of a sudden, so I'm going to make a beeline back for where we came from. Oh no, now I'm getting rained on. I missed a turn, but it's going to be okay. It's just going to be a little bit harder paddling because this way has a lot of debris, and it's a little harder to paddle through here. Don't worry, I'm going as fast as I can possibly go. That was the first lightning that I saw. So yes, I'm significantly more concerned now than I was. But positive thoughts, positive vibes. It is not impossible, but it is considerably harder paddling against the flow, even though it's just a creek. It's not really a river. But yeah, whew, I will be so happy to get off of this water. I've actually considered climbing out on the bank a couple times, but oh man, the jumping fish are everywhere. I think I'd rather just keep going and try to get off this water before this storm gets any worse. I mean, have to stop for the yellow belly slider right there on the log, looking like he's not a bit concerned about this storm. Old home place here, Steffi, here at Shingle Creek, one of the original buildings here on site. Woo, look at that rain. I gotta go. Good Lord, I'm happy to see that bridge. Okay, Crystal, I hope you enjoyed a little kayak trip to the beginning of the Everglades with me. I really, really miss you. I miss you every day. And it was really fun to be able to do this video and take you there to see something you haven't seen before. I really think it would be amazing if maybe down the road in the future we could plan a girls trip to kayak in like the real Everglades, like somewhere way down south, and see some really, really amazing things. If there's anybody watching this video, I hope you've enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed making it for you, and I'll see you another day in another adventure.